if I saw another day, only to scream into the night. Nothing ever tries to change, even if I want to realize. 'Cause I've been sitting here, same old ways, taking off without the same mistake. Darling, when you go away, it won't be as simple for you.
Yo, guys, it's Old Man G here back again. Apologies for the quite delayed match reaction. I've just been out with some colleagues, but yes, it is quite a late reaction. Normally I'd be a bit sooner, but I had to delay it a few times. But shout out to those who are watching on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you very much. If you are new to the channel, to like, share, and subscribe. To Red Devils, to Drew, follow us on Twitter, X, and smash the notification button. Latest Manchester United news and more. I will hopefully be getting the what was I say? I will be getting the potentially opening up the link. I'm not entirely sure. I'm still kind of like, oh, don't put it. It's quite late, so I'm not 100% sure. I might. We'll see. We'll see. But thanks everyone for those who tuned in. Just going in some comments. Atonement, who this was probably a while back, so apologies because obviously I set it to, what did I do? I set it to 9:30 and then 10 and then back and back. So apologies for those who are waiting. I'm sorry. But Atonement, who was here, did say Liverpool are biggest threat top four. I've been saying it for weeks, and you're right. They are. Like, share, and subscribe. Yes, please do. Eddie says, "Hey RDS, tell the game, but Destiny's still in our hands. Big up, hit like everyone. Thanking you." Chainsaw, who is a troll at times, but a good friend, says, "I told you we will come third and above United. No one listened to me. How do you like me now?" Well, we'll see. You know, at the end of the day, Liverpool still have 3 games to play, and everyone else has 4, I think. So, and Newcastle only need to win their last 2, because the maximum amount of points that Liverpool can. I mean, let me bring the table just to get into Chainsaw's point. Yes, both Newcastle and United held L's today, and they're point ahead. So yeah, it is squeaky bum time. It definitely is squeaky bum time. However, what I would say is that they're only. These teams have 4 games. These teams have 3 games, and so Liverpool still have to make up points to Newcastle, 3 points to Newcastle, and obviously a point to Manchester United. And essentially, if Newcastle, because their goal difference is actually superior to Liverpool, if Newcastle can win their next 2 games, I think that's it, because they'll have 71 points, and you expect Newcastle. In the last 4 games, you'd expect them to beat Leeds and you'd expect them to beat Leicester City. So they're pretty much solidified for top 4, because that'll get them to 71 points, which is the maximum that Liverpool can get, and they have a superior goal difference. So Newcastle are probably going to be fine. They could lose, they could drop, but I would be surprised if they lost to Leeds away and Leicester at home and didn't get something against this bum-ass Chelsea team. United... Well, that's what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Manchester United. United, on the other hand, is a problem. United is a problem. AD says, "Hi, Chainsaw. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, fine. It's starting. Thanking you, AD. Hope you're doing well." Most hate on this. Looks like we're going to stomp over the finish line. I mean, are we going to? And I've said I'm worried. I've said I'm worried, Mo. I've said I'm worried, and I am worried. I am very, very worried about what's going to happen next, to be honest, because I think what was annoying about this week is that I don't think we deserved to be honest, this team did deserve to beat Well, the first thing is our away record is atrocious. Now, thankfully, we only have one more out of the 4 games. We only have one more away game, and that's against Bournemouth away. And for goodness' sake, if Chelsea could beat Bournemouth away, United should be able to beat Bournemouth away. So I expect at least a dub against Bournemouth away. That leaves us with 3 home games, and you expect us to beat. In fact, let me quickly go to United's fixtures again. Sorry, let's quickly have a look. I'm going to talk about the game in a second, though. So, because we're talking about top 4, but I want to focus on the game as well. So, 1-0 against Brighton away, 1-0 loss to United away. Both stupid. I mean, these could have easily been 2. The thing is, I don't think United deserved to beat Brighton. They didn't deserve to beat West Ham. They didn't. But this could have easily been at least 2 points. This could have easily been, we now have 65 points and at least are 3 points clear of Liverpool with a game in hand, at least. Instead, scroll down. I don't have to go through that way. But instead, it's 0. 1 for a stupid penalty that was given away in the last minute with Luke Shaw handball, and the other De Gea mistake. And, there has to be an element where, people say, have we overachieved? Have we not? I don't know with this team, to be honest, because this team has shown still that there is this bozo gene there. I mean, I think I go back to Sevilla and how basically we gave Sevilla the tie. The mistake between David De Gea, we were knocked out of the Europa League because of our mistakes. And again, today we've lost 6 points in a week because again of our mistakes. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's peak. It's peak, and I'm not entirely sure. I'll be honest. I'm not entirely sure. I think that we're underdogs to getting top 4. If I'm honest, if I'm perfectly honest, I think that we're underdogs for getting top 4. Because Liverpool are going to win all their games. They've got Leicester away. They've got Southampton away. I'd be very surprised if Liverpool don't win. Even though Liverpool are, still a bit, and their away form hasn't been great. But I still expect Liverpool to beat Leicester and Southampton away. Unless Southampton do what they did to Arsenal, and Leicester fights, because you never know relegation sides. That's the only thing. With relegation sides, you just have no idea. Because it's gonna be Leicester and Southampton are gonna be playing with their absolute lives. So you don't know. And at the end of the day, if they do nab something from those games, it makes it easier for us. But it's squeaky bum time. It's definitely squeaky bum time. It really, really is. Newcastle have tougher fixtures. United not consistent under pressure. Liverpool before they can win. I wouldn't say. Do they have tougher fixtures? Is Leeds away really tough? The thing is, Chainsaw, is that they only the issue with Liverpool is that you're running out of games. You only have 3 more games left. So Newcastle, and you have to make up the points. So right now you're still 3 points behind Newcastle, and you only have 3 games left. So Newcastle only need 6 points from their last 4 games in order for them to secure top 4, because the maximum amount of points Liverpool can get is 71 points. That's it. And they have the superior goal difference, which I don't think Liverpool will be able to catch up upon. So as long as Newcastle win 2 out of their 4 or get 1 win and 2 or 3 draws, then you don't know. And I would anticipate that they'd be able to get at least 2 wins out of the last 4. You'd think. Leeds and Leicester ain't easy. No games in the league, minus maybe Chelsea, but they did just score 3 goals in a game recently. I mean, Big Sam, I don't know, but I mean, they're not going to be easy games because they're relegation fodder. But I'd argue the same thing for Southampton and Leicester, given Liverpool's away record. They're not going to be easy games either because Leicester and Southampton are also fighting for for Liverpool, and they're also fighting. So you don't know. Bournemouth will give it their all since it's a big game occasion. Yes, I know they will. United were poor, especially Anthony and De Gea. I don't think you can bring it all. At the end of the day, like I think Rashford and I think the whole team was crap, to be honest. And we'll talk about that actually. I think the whole team just I don't know where there's tiredness or whatever. But yeah, we're going to get into it when I get into the player rating and stuff. I told you De Gea is the main problem. Is he the main problem? He's a problem. He's a problem, not the main problem. And yeah, he's a problem. Big up RDS. Thank you for the super chat, Chainsaw. Thank you so much. Big up RDS. Redmouth. Yes. Football content on this channel will, when it comes to preseason, will potentially take a backseat, not a complete backseat, because I need the channel to kind of, so we'll look at other things. I don't think there are any sports tournaments on this. Are there sports tournaments on? Are there sports tournaments on this? We might cover some sport tournaments on if there's anything on, but I don't know if there's. I don't think there's anything on this. Here, so we'll see. We'll see. Shout out Golden State Warriors. We've beaten LeBron and Lakers in Game 7. Shout out. Mo says we need to drop this. Goalkeeper's not a priority narrative. 1 striker, 2 goalkeepers, 3 CMs this summer minimum. And Exxon cannot give Dad here a new contract, or he's going to be the one to blame. I don't disagree with you, Mo, but here's the thing. Here's the problem with that comment. The first thing is that the one, they seem to want to give David De Gea a new contract. That's the first thing. The second thing is that we can't sign any players or even speak to anybody because the club has not been sold. Erik Ten Hag has even said, like, I don't know what my summer transfer plans are. I don't know who I'm buying. I don't know. Like, for example, like we were interested in getting McAllister. McAllister would have been great coming. Like that would have been great, a great midfielder coming to Manchester United. But we can't speak with him because we have no idea what the club, who's the ownership of the club. That's the biggest. Like we need to understand the biggest hurdle for Manchester United right now is the ownership of Manchester United. Are the Glazers staying? Are they going? What's going on there? What's happening? What's happening? That's the biggest problem right now. And at the end of the day, like, there's no like. I for life me don't understand how we're in a situation, and it shows how incompetent these guys are, where you're not sure whether you want to sell the club or not. Oh, there's a split. Oh, some siblings want to stay, or some siblings want to go. Surely you could have thought about that before you put it on the market. So we're going to be like, oh, well, we might take this. The lack of foresight amongst the Glazers has really costing this club. It really is. It's really costing this club. On another note, what do people think of? Give it in the chat. What do people think of the logo in the top right? What do people think of the logo in the top right? The top right logo, the one that says RDS on it. Because I'm thinking of making some merch for this channel, like mugs and gloves and stuff like that. So if you think the logo in the top right is cool, let me know in the chat because I want to make some merch at some point. I think I've been around long enough that I can start making some merch. But do let me know what you think, or if you would like another logo of some sort. Yes, De Gea is the main reason. Big wages and been there too long. Yeah. 7 red cards in the Super Classico. Yeah, I saw that. AD. I saw that. That was mad. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. Dybala, 12 million release clause if we finish in the CL positions. To be honest, Mega, I've been bantering you about Dybala, but to be honest, at this point, I'm like, if it's just 12 million, yeah, get him. As long as like his wages are okay. I'm not interested in giving Dybala 300k a week to sit and do nothing. So, but if we can negotiate wages, maybe say 100k or something like that, yeah, fine. Although we need a striker. Shout out, everyone's saying nice. Fire, nice logo. Logo is lit. Thanks, and I'll support the merch. Yeah, thanks, guys. Awesome. That's really inspiring. So I use the logo, and I think I'll start to make some merch for the channel. Make some merch with that logo. So thanks. He's better than Ericsson. Ericsson hasn't looked. To be honest, Ericsson had both of those guys had major injuries. There's a part of me that does think, did a lot of these guys come back too early? We've had a lot of injury-prone players and a lot of players that were out due to suspension. Are these players playing with injuries? Are we what's going on here? But anyway, let me just quickly review the games. I've been rambling on for a bit too much time. Right. First and foremost, the benrahma goal shouldn't have happened. De Gea was definitely in fault. It shouldn't have happened. It was a goalkeeping error. It was a mistake. It should not have happened. It shouldn't have happened. I don't know what to say. De Gea has cost us a few times this season in key moments. Against Sevilla, you could argue, against Brentford, here again today. And so he has made mistakes. Yes, he saved us, but he has made crucial mistakes at crucial times. And he can't save penalties. I do think that we need a new keeper. But I just get the impression that it's not a priority for the club or for Ten Hag. Ten Hag's priority right now is a striker. And that just seems to be the way that it is. But he needs competition. He needs competition in my eyes. And whether you try Jack Butland or whoever, he needs competition. He can't be the solo goalkeeper. Even if you could want De Gea to stay, he needs to at least have a regular. We've literally not De Gea has played in almost every competition. He played in the FA Cup, he played in the League Cup, he played in the Europa League. We need at least a second tier. To be honest, it was a crime for us to have got rid of Argentinian guy. What's his name again? Ramirez? Romero, sorry. Romero. That was criminal. Romero, as a number two, Romero was good. So we need a number two. We need a number two, guys, that can compete with De Gea. He can't just be playing in every single competition. Because the thing is, when you have incompetency that spreads, imagine if I don't think that Romero does those mistakes that De Gea did against Sevilla. I actually remember we actually got to the semis in the Europa because of Romero. We got to the semis. Oli did the stupid thing and said, you know what? I'm going to drop Romero and I'm going to bring in David De Gea in, and we lose the semi-final. I was like, for goodness sake. We can't just have people say they have a good one, good sub two. No, there are good number two goalkeepers out there that happen to be number twos. There are. And we had one in Romero, and then we let him go. David De Gea should not be playing in every single competition that we have. Okay, keep him in the Premier League, that's fine. If we're in the Champions League, okay, plays number one, Champions League and Premier League, fine. Give the cup, give the number two, the FA Cup and the League Cup, and then see how they perform, and then maybe you can make a judgment, something like that. But yeah, that goal shouldn't have happened. De Gea played well when he had Romero, Van der Sar competed with him. Exactly. Blame on Solskjaer. Plus, Henderson. I mean, Henderson would be fair, but Henderson is injured, and I'm worried about. The only thing about Henderson is his attitude, but more important, he's been injured for so long, and I'm always worried when players have been out for so long, can they ever regain their form? That's why Forest had to get Keylor Navas, because he's been out for so long. So I'll always be worried about that. We will never control games against pressing teams with De Gea. Football's moved on. Ederson is a trash job, but Pep would never stop. Yeah. I don't disagree with that. That said, we still need to score goals. The back four were fine. I guess they were okay. Can you really fault? Can you really fault these guys? I actually think from what I saw, I think Wan-Bissaka had a good. Wan-Bissaka had a decent game. I think that if it wasn't, essentially what happened, what I predicted to happen, and I didn't do a preview, but what I expect to happen was, as soon as West Ham, I knew this was going to happen. As soon as West Ham scored, they were going to put 10 men behind the ball, and then it was up to us to see if we could break them down. And the reality is that you've got Ericsson in the field. You're like, right, okay, try and break them down. We can't even do that now. I actually thought with Ericsson, with the passing and the movement stuff like that, maybe he could sort of, but he doesn't even give us that anymore. So we couldn't break West Ham down at the end of the day. They scored a goal, they defended well, and they just countered us. And but for at times Wan-Bissaka and Malacia, I don't think, I think our defense were fine today. I can't really fault the defense today. I don't think the defense were bad. I think they were okay. But it seems to go from, okay, if you exclude De Gea here, it goes from, okay, they were all right, to the midfield. Now, why Weghorst is I don't know. Is it Dutch bias? I mean, look at the subs. I mean, we had Garnacho on the bench, who I think should Garnacho needs to start the next game, man. He needs to come on. He needs to come on. Martial, obviously, but I mean, Martial's not been great. But what is this? What is this midfield? People keep on saying Weghorst. I don't know what Weghorst does. And this obsession with playing Ericsson as a holding with Casemiro doesn't work. It's never worked. I know people go on about Fred, but quite frankly, I trust Fred in this position over Ericsson. I do, and Fred will give us at least press. So let's put Bruno on the left or right or whatever the hell they put Bruno is. It just like Ten Hag got his team wrong here, in my personal opinion. I've got no reason as to why. Oh, there's tall players, whatever. No, this is a wank midfield here. Shafting Bruno onto the right. Either put Bruno here with Casemiro and then put Sabitzer or Ericsson here. You don't play Weghorst. You don't play Weghorst. Bring Weghorst on, so you don't. He's trying. I know he's trying, but he's not good enough for Manchester United. He's not. So, you go from midfield to attack, and it's garbage, really. All of these guys have been, and I'm including Casemiro in here, like they've been garbage. Like our defense has actually been, we're not conceding shed loads of goals, but like we can't score. And we've been garbage. So I hope the next game that's coming, which is against Wolves, I think, at home, you got to drop Weghorst. You play, if you either play Rashford 9 or Martial 9, you've got to get Garnacho in there, Anthony Sancho. For me, the midfield should be Casemiro, Fred, and Bruno. Or play Casemiro and then Bruno in the holding role here and play Sabitzer in the number 9 or something like that. We can't have Weghorst playing. And you keep the back four pretty much the same. Is what I would do. Varane looks like he might be coming back, so Malacia drops to the bench, Luke Shaw goes left, Varane comes here, fine. But again, he's not played for a while. Do you risk him coming into when you need to beat Wolves? I don't know. I really, really don't know. Yes, so I've read that comment as well. So I don't know is the point. I really don't. I don't know how it's going to work. I really don't. Yeah. Fundamentally though, this game do we deserve to lose? Yes, we deserve to lose, man. We deserve to lose. our team, and the thing is, we're getting bantered now. We're getting this. This is the big thing. This is the big thing. Big up the chats, says Eddie. And this is the thing. We're getting bantered now. We're getting bantered because we're bottling it. And all I can say is we need the ownership. We need to change ownership ASAP. Like, I don't, in a sense, I don't really care what happens to United where we finish, because at the end of the day, if at the end of the season, I hear the Glazers are staying, and as far as I'm concerned, this is this. If we, the biggest thing that has to happen is the change of ownership, because if that doesn't happen, what you're seeing now, we're gonna repeat the same 2/3 year cycle. You know, I hope that we just scrape Champions League, but this happens so many times. First season Europa League, then Champions League. You know, maybe have a better season, finish second, whatever, and then third season just completely bottle it, because there wasn't the right investment, there wasn't the correct investment, and the team is just full of bottle jobs. And if we don't get new owners, preferably Qatari owners, I just see the same pattern happening again. You know, because realistically, everyone's saying we need to get this player, we need to get 6 players. But realistically, most of these players are going to be here next season, except for maybe Weghorst and Sabitzer. Most of these players are going to be here next season. They are. They're not going anywhere. Maybe they might sell Wan-Bissaka, God forbid. You know, even though I think we can get a better guy going forward than Wan-Bissaka, but you know, he's still one of the best defensive fullbacks in the league. So you still have him as part of your squad. I don't care. When you need to defend it, when you need someone to basically like stay on one of the best wingers, you bring Wan-Bissaka on. And our forward should be able to, and our midfielder should be able to create enough so they're able to do their job. You know, but I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I agree. Ericsson has not worked in holding midfield. We've got It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I don't know why we keep on persisting with it. You know, and this is where I'm kind of like this is, and this is where you have to start to scrutinize Ten Hag, because I think people are afraid to. I think people are able to with Ole because it's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. With Erik Ten Hag, it's like why can't I criticize him? For me, he got the lineup wrong today. Like, and I don't know why he continues to persist. The defense makes sense, but the midfield doesn't make sense. This Casemiro Eriksson thing doesn't work. I don't think Eriksson is a holding midfielder. He can maybe play when he had pace. He can maybe play on the left. He can be a number 10, but not a holding. Bruno plays a better holding than Eriksson does. He just doesn't have the legs to do so. And Weghorst, I don't know what Weghorst does. Yeah, I mean, Anthony and Sancho aren't doing what they can. It is what it is, but you know, but Anthony tried at least. I don't know. You think Ten Hag's change formation or just personnel, like you were mentioning? I hope Sheikh is watching and seeing the crowd. Well, I hope that it's saving face. I hope that it's saving face, because what I'm hoping at this point is that that it's saving face. Because at the end of the day, you know, they will. I imagine the Qataris will not want to be beaten. They will not want to be beaten. Sorry, 2 seconds. I just think that they will not want. It'll be a matter of pride. We cannot be outbid by this guy, especially given what we've done in the World Cup, etc. We're gonna, by any means, we're gonna get this football club. That's the only hope that I have. The Qataris on, hence the rumors about we're going to go to the Glazers directly. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. They are not going to go down fighting, I think. And I think that when push comes to shove, they may even end up potentially overpaying. But who knows? I just I don't know. I don't know. But it has to be. They have to be. They have to be. Um, I'm the bad guy for wanting. No, 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 no. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Conte, come on. Conte is a fraud, man. Come on, come on. Conte would have just Conte would have fought the board and demanded a lot of money. And at the end of the day, to keep it a stack, um, Inter in a Champions League, in a Champions League semi-final. And Conte wasn't able to get into to qualify from their own group, let alone Spurs. So yeah, nah, nah. Anima says, "Hi, RDS. I haven't been here for ages. Would you take Diallo on an attacking option?" Oh, Anima. Well, thank you for joining, buddy. I hope you're doing well. Would you take Diallo as an attacking option? To be honest, bro. Welcome back. Also, by the way, thanks for tuning in. I'm seeing again quite people that are watching me. It's quite late at my time, but there are quite a few of you guys watching, so it makes me think when I should schedule these lives. But in answer to your question, to be honest, I mean, what's happened to Palestri? I don't know why. I don't know why Ten Hag hasn't given. From the bits and pieces I saw from Palestri, he was doing okay. So I don't know why Palestri isn't seen as an option. That's something to add, because I've definitely seen more from Palestri than I've had from Sancho this season. I'll be honest. As far as Diallo goes, he's doing a madness. He is doing a madness at Sunderland. There's a part of me that says maybe just let him go for another season at Sunderland to help his development. But there's nothing that says, Anthony is so right-footed. Diallo can at least use both of his feet. I don't think Diallo was as one-footed as Anthony is. I really don't think he was. So maybe you do bring Diallo back, because you're looking around and you're like, Martial is probably going to go. Sancho, I don't even know at this point. I think, do you give Sancho one season, you sell him? Because I just don't see the improvement's going to happen, but we'll see. Yeah, maybe give Diallo some time, man. What can we lose, So hope that answers your question, Anima. See the world. Say there's artists. We get bought when or if we get top four. Trust me, if you. Guys, artists, we get bought when or if we get top four. Trust me, if you can. I don't think it has anything to do with top four. I mean, just look at what Newcastle weren't top four. Man City weren't top four when they were bought by the oil merchants. No, it's the long term. It's the prestige. It's a long term investment. I don't think if the United don't get top four, it's like, oh, we're not going to buy them. I think if anything, I think what that does is because the biggest stumbling block here is the fact that Joel and Avram want to stay, and actually, I think Joel and Avram are thinking, oh wow, if we get top four, then if we get Champions League, dig this. This is my theory. They're thinking if we get Champions League, right, we can potentially, we know the United is going to get bigger in the future, right? So what we're going to do is we know that like our investment can get better. So we're going to stay, maybe do a thing with the gym, and be still part of Manchester United, and then obviously give our cash in our shares later down the line. That's probably what they're thinking. Whereas if we don't get the Champions League, it's like, okay, but realistically, how are these gonna? We should probably cash out now. Oh, what's the best option to cash out now? Qatar. So I don't know. I actually think that United getting Champions League, if anything, will give Sir Jim and the combination of Sir Jim and the Glazers much more of a reason to do their collaboration than sending off to Qatar. Because if you send it off to Qatar, it's like, okay, we're in the Europa League again, but Qatar offering this amount. How long is United really going to get bigger? It's going to take at least 2-3 maybe years. Nah, we'll cash in now. United actually underperforming this season, in my opinion, would have actually led to a quicker Qatari sale. That's just my thought. Ten Hag is a Glazer puppet. I'm not sure about that. He's called him out a little bit. RDS in the summer, I think we need one. Is that director of football? We do need that. One right back, a centre back, 2 centre forwards, 1 CDM, 1 goalkeeper. We can do it if we get the new owners in. Then we are back in the mix. I mean, you say that, but the reality is that people are having those conversations now. You don't. Yes, the summer window opens in the beginning of June, but the reality is that people are having those conversations now. McAllister wants to come to Manchester United, but Liverpool look like they're going to get him because we can't sign anyone. We can't speak to anyone now. Ten Hag has said, I don't know what my transfer budget is. I don't know what the players, because the ownership is all over the place. So by the time, the way I see it, the ownership situation is, and Glazers already said that they're not going to allow the owner to start transfer deals until the whole thing has been completed. So really and truly, because we're in the beginning of May, so really and truly, they're not going to be able to do any transfer stuff or talk until at least probably early June. By then, possibly most of the top key signings for this time already gone. And then what? And then now you need to, and then now the new guy needs to bring his own staff. He needs to bring his own scouting. He needs to bring all these different things in. And you need to, and now you need to go and find the good deals. Now, our summer transfer window, and I keep on telling our fans this, our summer transfer window is slowly but surely getting ruined. The longer this takeover process goes on, because players that probably wanted to come to Manchester, would have been interested to come to Manchester United, we are now no longer in for because we literally just can't. Our hands are tied. Melon Sita Jolsoni, I think. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Maybe I didn't. I apologize. Do you think De Zerbi is going to stay, or will he go to a top club? That is a very interesting question. I think he'll stay at Brighton for a bit. Yeah, I think he'll stay at Brighton for a bit. I mean, I'm just in the Premier League. I'm not kind of sure if there are any. I think it'll probably be a next season thing. Potentially, if a coach does really badly, then possibly. Because outside of the Premier League, would PSG have a sniff? Maybe that's too big of a step. Serie A, possibly. I can't think of anyone in La Liga currently that would give way to De Zerbi. So if he's going to leave Brighton, it's either going to be for maybe a Serie A team or a team in the Premier League that's like sacked their manager, like they end up doing really, really badly. One of the top 6 or 7 teams, maybe. But I actually think he's going to stay at Brighton for a while. So, but that's a good question, So, but yeah, let me just quickly, let's quickly do these player ratings, man. Let's do these player ratings just quickly, man, because I'm done with these guys. And then we'll talk about whether or not these bums can actually get top 4. Because I am up to the point that I am getting worried now. I'm getting very, very worried about whether these guys are going to get top 4 or not. Who's this? CD Ward again says, RDS, bro. I'm just CD Ward. RDS, bro. I'm just a little bit confident of top 4 because we have 3 home games. Garnacho and Varane come back as well. Plus, we play teams who are safe from dropping the bench. What do you think? Yeah, and that is see, that's the only confidence that I have. It's just that because I think we've been here before. I don't trust this team. I don't trust this team. That's the problem. I expect us to beat Bournemouth away. For me, Bournemouth away should be a win. That's 3 points. So it's like, where are we going to get the other 6 points from? Out of Wolves, Chelsea, and Fulham. Well, we have to get it from Wolves at home. Wolves aren't scoring that many goals. I think Wolves have scored the least amount of goals in the Premier League. In fact, let me. I think they have this season. They don't score many, so we have to beat Wolves, and they're safe. So there's really no reason why we shouldn't be beating Wolves. They're safe from relegation. They've got nothing to play for. They don't score any goals. We should beat Wolves. Bournemouth away, likewise. So you think so? Then it's like, okay, where's the other 3 points going to come from? Either Fulham or Chelsea. I'd rather it come from Chelsea, just so I can banter Chelsea, but also because Fulham will probably want some revenge. They will want some revenge, even though it was ages ago. They will want some revenge for the was it FA Cup, wasn't it? Yeah, FA Cup. They will want some revenge. So we need to get the dubs against Chelsea, Bournemouth, and Wolves. Those 9 points, and then it's fine. But I am a little bit concerned because Liverpool are probably going to win their remaining games, and Newcastle only need to win 2. We need to win 3. Adam again says, in relation to the ownership, have you seen Sky Sports hyping up Jim Ratcliffe? They asked Michael about, yeah. I saw that. I saw that. You know what's funny about that is that it's like, come on, guys, you can't hide your bias. You can't hide your bias. Like, he literally, what's the word? Kasper Schmeichel is literally the goalkeeper for Nice, which Ten Hag owns. Ten Hag owns. I get. I mean, at the end of the day, I get it. He's British. They're British. They want a British person to rep. So it's not like it's not. It makes perfect sense. They want a British guy to rep their country. It makes sense. They want to they want to promote that, even though he has his own issues, and the British for British, that type of sort of thing. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's like, well, he is the goalkeeper for Nice, and he basically went there for money. So of course he's not going to say anything bad about Jim Ratcliffe. Why would he? He's their employee, and he's getting paid handsomely. Why would he say anything bad? Objectively, it's just like when Xavi and I can't remember, there was another coach who was in Qatar. It was asked about it. It was like, oh yeah, the Qatari, I know Sheikh Man, Al Thani, he's a good guy. We worked under him. It doesn't really mean anything. But you're right. It's agendas, and at the end of the day, I think that the British press, they had no issue with the Glazers and the debt and the greed and stuff like that as well, because they were American and they're Brits. They've got no problem. But a Middle Eastern person coming in and saying, "Hey, I care about football. I love football. I want to make this club good. I want to give my own money. This is who I am. This is what I want to do." No, they don't care about that. Greed, money, and profit is what they care about. Where as opposed to the Qataris, it just is what it is. Let me just read one more comment before I get into the player rating. What's happened to Casemiro? He should be fresh after his ban, but he hasn't played well. I know. I've noticed it as well. It concerns me as well. He's not been good at all. You say fresh, but maybe he was out for how many weeks? Maybe it's just fitness level is not up. I to be honest, bro, I'm looking forward to the end of the season, man. We need and maybe this, and the thing is, maybe this happens in the league as well. This probably happened in La Liga as well. Casemiro will probably do this in La Liga as well. It's just you just didn't notice it. But yeah, I think that this season needs to end quickly. We need to secure top 4, and hopefully our next 3 games against Wolves, Wolves, Bournemouth, and Chelsea. Secure top 4 literally before the final game of the season. And then just peace out, and then have a good preseason, get everyone warmed up, get the new owners in ASAP, because that's what the big thing that's holding people, and then get important summers, get business done quickly, because like I said, that's the most important thing as far as I'm concerned, the new ownership. Right, let me quickly do the player ratings, final thoughts, and then we are out of here. So David De Gea, David De Gea is obviously going to get, like, I'll give him the dude. I don't want to be too harsh, but 4. I'll give David De Gea a 4. At the end of the day, that was a terrible mistake. He shouldn't have done that. And it just is what it is. I give him the guy. Let me know what you think in the comments. But yeah, I give David De Gea a 4. It just, he has cost this team some vital points this season. Brentford away 2-0, his fault twice. Today again, Sevilla in part. So we need better, and he needs to be better. And I won't be surprised if he does, because this is what De Gea does. Like, he'll have a mistake and then he'll go on a 3 or 4 game on where he's making blocks all the time, and suddenly he's back. But we need better. We need better. We need better. Luke Shaw and Lindelof, yeah, maybe give them, average 6s. They did okay. Yeah. Wan-Bissaka, I'll probably give a 6. I'll give the fullbacks a 6.5 each, Wan-Bissaka and Massic, because I saw them making some good last-ditch tackles. Especially Wan-Bissaka, who, I think one time was Antonio. He fouled him and he got a yellow, but it doesn't matter, man. Like, when you got Antonio through and go whatever, you just foul him. Sometimes we actually need our defenders to just foul people, tactical fouls, all the rest of it. So, to do that, instead of just backing off like I know Maguire does, so, but it is what it is. So yeah, I give those guys a 6.5. That's the defense. The midfield and attack, we'll get to that. Atonement says, have to hope that home form gets job done. Can't run, away. You can't run away from. I'm hoping that we can beat Bournemouth away. We have to beat Bournemouth away. We have to. Although I say that we lost. Although West Ham's form has been getting better slightly, so I don't know. It was always going to be a bit, especially with, I think, Arsenal dropping points there. But we've got to beat Bournemouth away, man. There's no excuse not to beat Bournemouth away. With what we have, there's no. If Chelsea were able to score 3 goals and they can barely score, like, we should be beating Bournemouth away. We should be. We should be. There's no, for me at least, the way I see it, there's no excuses for us to not be able to beat Bournemouth away. So for me, that's 3 points, and then you've got to get 6 points from Chelsea, Fulham, or Wolves. You could draw 3 of them and win. Oh, no, we can't do that. We have to get 9. So, you can't. You have to win 3. You have to. There's not really any other way, really. We can only sacrifice 1 more loss, and that's it. Did you see everything after the final stage? He looked like he was in a trance, like he couldn't believe what he saw. Well, I couldn't believe what I saw either. 4 is quite generous for De Gea. He's a 3 for me. Yeah, as I said, I didn't want to be too harsh, because the only defense I'll give to him is that it was somewhat like, what time was it that he scored? It was 27 minutes. Okay. So you still got 70 minutes of the game to go to score. You've still got 70 minutes to score a goal, and that's the point I don't get. Same thing with Brighton when we lost. Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw had a very good game up until that handball. He did. He had a very good game of handball, but you had like that Brighton game. We had so many chances. Oh, sorry, Brighton, but your forwards have got to score. Like, we're losing games 1-0. Like, we're not scoring goals. That's a problem. We're not creating our chances. That's a problem. You're going to concede. Like, even City concede. Like, City conceded against Leeds. Like, but they're scoring goals. They score enough goals, so it's fine. We're not scoring goals. There's a reason why our goal difference is 9. Because we're not scoring enough goals. It's bad. And hopefully, with Garnacho coming back, hopefully Garnacho gives us that little bit of something extra that we've missed. That's the hope. I'm hoping that if we can get, I mean, when are we playing Wolves again? Let me have a look. When are we playing Wolves? Is it next? Is it next weekend? Yes, next Saturday. So Saturday and Bournemouth, then Chelsea midweek. I think then that. So we're playing Wolves next weekend. You've got a break for about a week, and we've got a home game against Wolves, and we have to win. And we have to win this game. And by then, hopefully, Garnacho's back, Varane's back. You know, you've got a Wolves side that, like I said, they're I think 13th. Yeah, sure. And they are higher than, you know, Bournemouth and Wolves are higher than them, but they have, if I recall, they've got a negative 20 goal difference. Jeez, and Bournemouth negative 30. So there you go. But they've only scored, I think, 30 goals, and Everton have only scored less. You know, so you like to think that we should, but there you go. And obviously, that's the table there for everyone. De Gea has regressed. He's no longer in his. I mean, he's not been in his prime for a while, to be honest. He's not been in his prime for a while, Atonement. I'm not sure, RDS. Liverpool lost to Bournemouth at their ground. They did. They did, but Chelsea beat Bournemouth just now. But I don't disagree with you. But we have to win it. We have to win. And I'm hoping is that the momentum from Wolves will help us go into that game. Because then you're relying on, essentially, I don't want to be in a situation where we have to rely on beating Chelsea. Well, we do essentially have to now, because we've got Wolves, then Bournemouth, then Chelsea, then Fulham. So we're in a situation where, like, we have to beat Chelsea now at home. You know, and Chelsea and Fulham are going to be like we have to beat Bournemouth. We've got to be Wolves and Bournemouth, because I don't think that the Chelsea and Fulham at home are givens. Because no doubt Fulham will want revenge after what happened in the cup. They've not forgotten. Although their form recently has not been. How's Fulham's form been? Yeah, they've not had a great form recently. Wolves are kind of win, loss. Bournemouth same, you know, so Chelsea, enough said. But you look at United's form recently, you know, and our form hasn't been that great either, if you think about it. 2 wins in the last 5 games. So this is going to be squeaky bum time, I think. Aaron Bissaka was our best player for me. Rashford tried but had 0 help again, and Bruno was terrible. But why was he on the left? What exactly? Why is this? And this goes to the managers, that where is this whole shifting Bruno out wide coming in to? I don't know. Is it to cater for, what is it? Is it to cater for Weghorst? For Anthony? For someone needs to explain to me why this obsession with shafting Bruno out wide. It must be to cater for Weghorst. It must be, which for me doesn't make sense, because he doesn't offer much. He doesn't. Let me quickly go back to my I think it was the player ratings. I think, because yeah, Ericsson, Casemiro 5, Ericsson probably 4.5. Weghorst, let's give him 4.5. Okay, no, okay, no, yeah, I'll give him 4.5. I don't know what he did today. Rashford tried. Rashford, I'll give, because the highest I've given Wan-Bissaka was 6.5. So I'll give Rashford. I'll give maybe a 5.5. I think. Bruno wasn't great. I'll give Bruno a 5, and Anthony tried at times, but I'll give Anthony a 5.5 as well, man. I think the midfield to the attack were not good at all today. Defense was the reason why it wasn't, it wasn't a baptism, and I have no idea why there's rumors that Wan-Bissaka may leave the club, because we either put him as a bench player or as a squad player, or sell him for a lot of money, because I don't know many other players that have such a one-on-one defensive boost that Wan-Bissaka has. He has saved us a hell of a lot of times, especially when our attackers lose the ball and we can't score, in my personal opinion. But it is what it is. Unknown Drift Edit says, RDS, I tried warning you. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens first. You need to be careful. Well, let's see what happens first. Let's see what happens first. There's still 4 games to play. Liverpool are the biggest threat to this whole thing. And who've obviously been lucky themselves as well. I mean, let me just look at Liverpool. What are Liverpool's next couple of games? Let's have a look. I know they're easy fixtures though. So you have Leicester away, then Villa at home, and Southampton away. Now, in theory, now the positive about this is that I think we play before them. So if we beat Wolves, we'll have played before they play. We'll have played the same amount of games, and we'll have 66 points, and they'll be 4 points behind before they played. And Leicester away, you don't know. You don't know. I think that Liverpool would win, but you don't know. Leicester may actually go out and try, because again, Leicester as well as Southampton are fighting for relegation. So, and also, I can only hope that Liverpool's away form, which is, I mean, to be fair, they beat West Ham away. We couldn't do that, could we? And they beat Leeds away. Got 0-0 against Chelsea. The only last away was they lost to Bournemouth, I think, 1-0. Which is concerning for us. 0-0 against Palace. They were 2-0. So the away form hasn't actually been that bad. 3-0 to Wolves, but it's probably been better than us recently. So, but you don't know. But a Leicester dub here or any dub here from Villa or something like that would make things easy. But I anticipate Liverpool will win their games, so it's going to be difficult. I'm Antonio. Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, I'm sure that's Antonio. That's why. Did you change your name? Unknown Drifts edits. So, but we'll see, Antonio, man. We'll see. 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 That's all I can say, really. So, but before we round up, because I need to go to bed. I am absolutely tired. Let me quickly give my thoughts on the Wolves game next week. We'll hope we do a preview, but this is a must-win game at the end of the day. We're at home. United's home record is still very, very good. And when we have 3 home games, and we got to win this game and put the pressure on Liverpool, and to a certain extent Newcastle as well, because Newcastle, in fairness, they have 4 games as well. 4 games as well. Leeds away again, which will be you expect them to win. In fairness, Newcastle only need 6 points. So all they need is 2 wins out of the last 4 games. The Brighton one might be difficult. Chelsea away, who knows? And these 2 games are back in. So you don't know. You don't know. You just don't know. You don't know. But we can't bottle top 4. We cannot afford to bottle top 4. We just can't. Yep, UCL time. Yep, Milan, Derby, and Madrid. Hopefully, United form will be back tomorrow, so that we can do like a proper CL preview and stuff like that, as well as some sales talk update stuff. So that'll be good. We have anyone back for Wolves? You think? Yeah, I think because it's gonna be next it's next week, next Saturday. So you expect that Garnacho and Garnacho definitely. Garnacho's on the bench. Garnacho's on the bench. So I expect Garnacho to come back and start next weekend after a couple of training sessions. And Varane, you'd like to think Varane may be able to make himself available. You probably play Varane and Lindelof together, and then put Shaw back on left back, maybe. Yeah, that's probably what you do. 3 cup finals at home, United should do it. I hope so, buddy. I hope so, Eddie. I hope United do, but it's peak. It's going to be interesting. It really, really is peak. But these aren't cup finals for a draw. We need to actually win these games. Like win all the home games against Chelsea, and then we're good. We're Gucci. But Garnacho coming back, hopefully into the scene, will hopefully give us at least a bit of life. Hopefully, as well as Varane. But Ten Hag has got to get a selection right, and we cannot be starting Weghorst anymore. It is what it is, and 100%, 100%. Right. I am sounding off, guys. But remember, if you are new to the channel, to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter United X and smash that notification button for latest Manchester United news and more. Join us live for more shows next week. Have a nice day, everyone. And cheers. Peace. Peace.